KerriMilkman.com is your link to everything to do with this show. You can call or text us anytime, 613-604-6464. And if you are a friend with benefits, as Candace Sampson is, you get a link to join the show and talk to us about what an amazing performance just happened at the National Arts Center, playing until, I want to say January 8th, Candace, yes?
Yeah, January 8th, which is actually a nice long run for a Broadway Across Canada show. Usually they're about 4 or 5 days, in my experience. So this is a nice long run for this show, and wow.
So you're there as a member of the media because you have got a great syndicated show by women, for women, about women. It's called
What She Said.
Online at
What She Said Talk.com.
what? See, I'm glad you said it because I would have forgotten the talk part. I would have said, okay, What She Said Talk.com. So give that a listen, give that a follow as well. But yeah, I keep bumping into you at the National Arts Center. And so we've seen Mean Girls recently.
Yep. I saw Hamilton in the summer.
Oh, I missed that one.
Nice.
So good. So good. But I'm just, you know what? I don't know, and I might shoot myself in the foot for this one, but I don't know that anything will ever compare to Come From Away.
Really? Okay, now why? What makes that one stand out more than, let's say, Mean Girls or Pretty Woman, pardon me, which we saw about, a month ago?
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, I mean, my family's from the East Coast, and I think that, anecdotally, it is my experience that as the further east you go, the nicer people get.
You're right.
Agreed.
And you cannot go any further than the Rock. And the people in Newfoundland are just so incredibly kind. Every experience and interaction I've ever had with somebody from Newfoundland has just been heartwarming.
Agreed.
And so to see this play out on the stage and how incredible they were. I mean, we all knew how incredible they were during 9/11, but to see it play out on the stage.
We knew, but the Americans don't necessarily know that, and probably couldn't have found it on a map.
Right? Yeah, right. You're right.
But I think they know now because Come From Away has been playing since 2017.
Yeah.
It's been playing around the world to sold out shows.
Yeah.
And so people are all inspired and moved by it everywhere they see it. But I think for Canadians in particular, it's a source of pride for us.
Exactly.
Right? We can be inspired by it, but we also get to be very proud because we get to declare Newfoundlanders as ours.
Right.
So
from a musical score standpoint, how great is it?
Oh, like I don't know about you, John, but I wanted to leap out of my seat and start stepping the whole time the music was playing.
And of course,
amazing.
we're in Ottawa, and so we question doing that. But apparently, audiences around the world who see Come From Away, they do. They literally jump out of their seats with excitement.
Well, at the very end, when all the fiddle players came out and they were playing the music, I was up. I was up out of my seat at that point.
Now
There was no way you were going to get me to sit down.
And then the goosebumps start happening. That's the thing, right? When you know it's a great musical score and a great show, when you get those goosebumps and you literally cannot stand still.
And the tears were flowing. Like I had happy tears, sad tears, just all the emotions and just such a great production. And, it ran for an hour and 40 minutes with no intermission.
And that's the question I have for Kerri. So Kerri's got a background on stage. And you've toured the world doing this. Have you ever done a stage performance, Kerri, where you're on for an hour and 40 minutes at a time, like no break, no chance to step off stage, even catch your breath? Like we do 3-minute segments here on this show, and both of us are like having to take an hour between just to.
You know what I have, and the shows were different. Like they were Nickelodeon, so we were all in costume and stuff, and so and dancing the whole time. Well, just like a musical, but we just had a big costume on. And some shows they did not allow for an intermission, so you were on stage dancing and doing all your singing and stuff without a break. And it's treacherous. You're sometimes you can't even breathe, but you gotta fake it. And that's so kudos to them, because that show is high energy, like the one you saw, high energy. So wow, it's tough. So good for them. But I don't like intermission sometimes. The energy drops.
I was just going to say, I think intermission would have ruined this show.
The momentum.
For that very reason, because the energy was just sustained from the beginning to end. I was just completely enthralled with the story. It was so good. I think an intermission would have actually ruined it. So,
And not a topic that you would sort of think would become a musical, and yet there it is. And what people may not realize about the show, it runs 1 hour and 40 minutes. There is no intermission. And there's probably, what, Candace, like a dozen actors on stage, and they
yeah, at
all
any given
play.
time, there's about a dozen people on the stage, and it seems like they just don't take a break through the whole
No.
thing, and
And
that
the
is
fascinating thing
hard.
is each of them plays multiple characters, multiple
Yeah.
roles with multiple dialects. Kerri, how much work would go into, like, if you're from Chicago, and by the way, James Earl Jones Jr. Is in this touring production. He is a
Oh,
distant
wow.
cousin of the James Earl Jones, but no doubt about the relation, because he goes from singing, not quite falsetto, but in a higher register, and all of a sudden he's speaking, and there's the Jones deep, dulcet tones that we're
Right.
sort of waiting for. But he's from Chicago, and yet he has mastered, and the Newfoundland accent is a tough accent to do.
Oh, yeah.
Work would go into that.
Yeah. You know what? There's no such thing as a triple threat anymore. It was singing, dancing, acting back in the day. Now it's singing, dancing, acting, different voices, playing 5 different characters on stage. You have to be able to do it all. The triple threat doesn't cut it. I mean, the show I did in Toronto, and I'm not trying to pat my back, but it's like sometimes we had to play 5 different characters during the week. Like, just people were sick and stuff. So you had to be able to know how to do that. I was different character every day. Also making out with a different other cast member every day, because that was part of the show. So I never really minded that.
Poor Kerri.
But it's a lot of work, and that's just what cuts it these days. That's just bottom line. You got to be that versatile,
Absolutely.
I know you're
I'm
stuck
laughing
on me
about
making
that.
it. Yeah.
Well, it's in Ottawa at the National Arts Centre until January 8th, and then it moves on for about a week in Montreal before heading stateside again. Candace, on a scale of 1 to wow, how do you rank?
Oh my God. Wow, wow, wow. I want to see it again. And I want to go to Newfoundland. I have to go to Newfoundland now.
I especially want to go back to Newfoundland. It's been a long time since I've been there. My best buddy lives in Paradise, Newfoundland, which is a suburb of St. John's, and they mentioned it last night in the show, Toutons. I need me some Toutons.
But there's also Dildo and Come by Chance. There's a lot of great places in Newfoundland to go to.
I still love those names. Oh, good times.
Candace Sampson.
I had to.
I know. I love it.
Candace Sampson is online doing her own talk show, What She Said. And again, Candace, the website is
WhatSheSaidTalk.com.